Ben, what's up? Second week of March 2023. Big crypto news as always, but some really good ones this week. The first ever all nuclear powered Bitcoin mining operation. Yuga Labs' first Bitcoin NFT auction. You know that's going to be big. Two big ones there. AI tokens. And then I've got MetaMask is now allowing staking for ETH, and Illuvium, one of my favorite projects, my favorite game project for sure, just rolled out Illuvatars and it's live right now. And I got some killer footage from it. It's pretty freaking awesome. So here is the news for the second week of March 2023.
All right, well, then we'll get started right away with Bitcoin news. You can't go wrong with Bitcoin news. Even in a bear market, there's always something happening with Bitcoin. Out of Pennsylvania, we've got a new 8,000 rig Bitcoin mining facility that is 100% nuclear powered. So as far as getting rid of their carbon footprint, this is the best way to do it. 8,000 rigs it's called TerraWolf is the company, and it's the Nautilus facility, and it's hooked up to a nuclear power plant. They've got 8,000 rigs right now. They're going to get 8,000 more before May of this year, so they're going to be doubling their power. I'd said,
but I thought crypto was dying. Crypto's dead. What?
Not if you know what you're doing. Also, the U.S. industrial average kilowatt per hour is 9 cents. So that's what normal people pay if you're getting it done with coal or any of the standard ways. They're getting theirs for 2 cents per kilowatt hour. So 4.5 times cheaper than what the average is, which makes it environmentally friendly, no carbon footprint, cheaper, more efficient. And they're going to be running 16,000 rigs by May, which is huge.
Man, I don't imagine it said what the average daily Bitcoin that they mine is, did they?
Running a YouTube channel about crypto and Web3, I should know what this stuff means, but
I'm with you.
Their current hash rate is about 1.0 exahash per second. And they plan on, when they double that up with another 8,000 rigs, to be at 1.9 to 2.0 exahash per second. What that actually generates, I have no idea. Sounds like a lot of power. And if you're buying 16,000 Bitcoin mining rigs, I'm guessing it's
worth it.
It's worth it, yeah. So this article we've got here does go on to talk about how they've struggled a little bit with the bear market, but they've been able to raise over $10 million in new capital since December, mostly due to the fact that they're going to be one of the green energy producers, one of the mining operations that are using what's considered green energy because they're not using the traditional methods. So they were able to raise over $10 million to get everything set up, to get squared away, and to get these 16,000 rigs going. So
legit.
Yep. So the company is TerraWolf. The coin they're mining is Bitcoin. And if you want to, you can either invest, you can either buy Bitcoin, which is always a good idea. And the stock, it's a publicly traded company. It's Wolf. WULF is their ticker symbol. So if you're, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what Mara, MARA, I believe. There was a couple of Bitcoin companies in the last bull run that really shot up and really, in traditional finance, really made some moves. And so if you want to go that route, WULF is the stock ticker, and it's about 64 cents.
Yeah, Hut 8 is Paul Barron has Hut 8 on there quite a bit. I forget her name, the CEO, but man, it is mind blowing what Bitcoin and mining is doing as far as energy and everything. Like this technology is ridiculous. Like it's so far beyond anything that I've ever tried to think my way through.
Yep. And a lot of, not just nuclear power, but they're talking about using flare gas and different stuff, hydroelectric stuff that the energy is basically just being wasted at this point, which makes mining Bitcoin basically not free, but really, really cheap. And it's like they were talking about with the flare gas. It's like they just have to burn off gas if they have this excessive natural gas at these petroleum plants. And if they could harness that heat and somehow use it to generate electricity and mine Bitcoin, then it's not really the drain on the global infrastructure that a lot of people will make you think that it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what we got going on with TerraWolf Nautilus facility in Pennsylvania. And speaking of Bitcoin, the Yuga Labs, who's typically like the NFTs, we did the Dookie Dash, they do the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They just did their first auction for Bitcoin Ordinals, the Bitcoin blockchain NFTs. Yes, so they had 228 NFTs, several thousand, 3,246 bidders, and they generated 735 Bitcoin, so about $16.5 million for their first ever Bitcoin NFT launch. Yeah. Yuga Labs closed its 12-fold auction on Monday, and they just had these different art pieces that are, these new Bitcoin ordinals, which is all pretty new. And first round out the gate, they made $16.5 million.
Yeah. Building on top of the Bitcoin blockchain, which is, there's not been a whole lot of that, but it's starting to really churn out, which is a whole nother avenue that just makes Bitcoin even more impressive, if it wasn't impressive enough.
Right. There's already several blockchains, that really specialize in NFTs. Cardano's got NFTs, Solana's got NFTs, Ethereum, but Bitcoin really hasn't been in that
smart contract.
Area. But they've got it done. They're called Bitcoin Ordinals. And if Yuga Labs is in it, they're obviously, that ape coin is the number one metaverse coin right now. That's what we're talking about. And they just released the Dookie Dash that we talked about last week. So that's a company that if they're getting into it, and again, $16.5 million in a couple days worth of auction.
Maybe we should pay attention. Maybe we should be following that.
Yep.
And we will. Okay, well, rolling right on, I've got MetaMask, and let me bring up my paperwork here. MetaMask they are now going to allow staking on the Ethereum blockchain. So you can stake your ETH from the actual wallet. So why is that important other than getting a nice reward from staking your ETH? Staking ETH is what makes the whole blockchain work as far as Ethereum. It was a proof of work. It's now a proof of stake. And by staking your Ethereum, that's what makes it work. And it's also what secures the blockchain itself and the process. In order to stake directly on Ethereum, though, you need a minimum of 32 ETH. That's roughly $50,000 in today's money. When they converted to the proof of stake chain back in September of last year, 2022, I think it was September, it was like 88,000 at the time because ETH was a little bit higher. But so you have to stake 32 ETH. That's the minimum, roughly $50,000 in today's prices. And then you operate what's called a node. Node is just fancy talk for a computer that calculates complex math in order to keep the Ethereum blockchain running. For operating this node and staking your 32 ETH, you get around 5% annual return, which is not terrible. But when you think you're staking an actual asset that is hopefully increasing in value and you're getting a return on that. So what's important, or what I like about it, is someone who believes in the Ethereum blockchain and has ETH. I bought it to hold. I bought it to hold because I believe it's going to go up in value a lot. So if I can make a return on it while I'm holding it, that's even better. Which is kind of opposite of the dollar. If you hold the dollar right now, it's you might be getting a return if you've got it invested somewhere, but it's not appreciating in value. It's sitting there and doing the opposite. One of the inconveniences of staking your ETH is you could not withdraw the ETH until what's called the Shanghai split or Shanghai upgrade takes place on Ethereum. That is rumored strongly to happen this month in March 2023. So With that upgrade, then people that have staked their 32 ETH can actually pull that ETH out of the Ethereum blockchain and do what they want with it. What's interesting is roughly 60% of the ETH that's staked is at a unrealized loss right now. Roughly about $1,000 on average per staked pile of ETH, per
Woof.
32 ETH. Yeah. So most investors, from what I was reading, are saying most likely they're not going to unstake their ETH because they don't want to take that loss. They're going to leave it there and wait for the ETH to rebound, which there's a ton of talk with that. So that's probably a good thing, because if everybody pulls their ETH from that staking, not everybody, but if there's a large chunk of investors that pull their staked ETH, then that adds a lot more liquidity to the market, which obviously can drive the price down. Not bad if you're trying to buy it, but doesn't obviously increase it either. So that doesn't help your loss if you're unrealized loss from staking. Okay. So that's kind of that's the basis of staking with ETH. Here's where it gets exciting. MetaMask, through two different protocols that you can choose from, Lido and Rocket Pool, is going to allow you to stake your ETH through the actual MetaMask. So we've talked about self-custody and how important that is right now with all the craziness going on with exchanges, FTX, and all the FUD that's out there. You want to hold your currency as close to you can, as close to you as possible, self-custody. A big part of that, the first kind of step of that, is your digital wallet, your soft wallet, like a MetaMask. Then you got hard wallets and some of these other things, but it starts with that soft wallet like MetaMask. So now you can hold your ETH in your wallet and still stake it from your wallet. You couldn't do that before. So there's an extra level of security, but it gets even better. You no longer have to have 32 ETH to stake. You can have, there's no minimum whatsoever at all now.
That's nice.
It's huge. Whatever you provide. So say you got 0.00 ETH, 0.002 ETH. They'll take your 0.002 ETH and stake it along with Ben's ETH and along with everybody else until you get to 32 ETH. Then that gets put on the market or puts on the Ethereum blockchain staked. And you get a percentage of that based on the percentage of ETH that you contributed of that 32. So now not only is it more secure within the MetaMask wallet, it's also easier to stake from there, and you don't have a minimum. So somebody like me that doesn't have 32 ETH can now stake from my wallet, which I have it all in my wallet because I've been real nervous about what's going on with exchanges. I've had it all in my wallet just sitting there, not gaining any rewards or return. And now you can actually do that from the comfort, the comfort of your own couch, the comfort of MetaMask. So that's a huge upgrade that's getting ready to take place, or I think it is already taken place, along with the Shanghai upgrade that's getting ready to happen. So there's a lot happening on the Ethereum blockchain, but anytime you can get an extra reward on something that you're holding close, like ETH, that's a good thing. And so you got to go through and look at Lido and Rocket Pool and decide which pool you like better. There are some advantages. The percentage return is similar. It's just under 5%, but you got to go through and actually see which one you prefer to place your ETH on. And there's some other details in there about you're not restricted to when you can pull that ETH out like you were before, and you get daily returns. So all the way around looks like an incredible move for MetaMask and Ethereum.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so especially in Web3, where the entire industry is just moving a million miles an hour, stuff's happening. There's new stuff all the time, new industries, new aspects of it. Like we were just talking about Bitcoin Ordinals. We weren't talking about that 2 months ago, and now it's pulling in $16 million on a single auction. So that's pretty awesome. One of the ways to keep your finger on the pulse of the Web3 industry is to follow Elon Musk on Twitter. The other day he posted, "I used to be in crypto, but now I got interested in AI," which, if you're following the market, there's a lot going on with artificial intelligence in Web3 and crypto. But as soon as he tweeted it, then everybody gets real interested. Then markets, different.
Get a little pump.
Yeah, everybody, all the markets get a little pump. All the news outlets put out some sort of an AI deal. You could see this tweet here he's got. It says, "I used to be in crypto. Now I'm interested in AI." It's got almost 50 million views, which I know he's the,
It's kind
you
of
know,
popular.
yeah, he's kind of popular. He owns the Twitter now, so it makes sense. But 50 million people are now seeing the words crypto and AI. And I don't think he's saying that he's not into crypto, but he's
Right.
into AI. And there's a lot of crypto projects we've been talking about that are concerned
Yeah.
with AI. And
Yeah.
so I've got here the top 5 cryptocurrencies according to the Crypto Potato, which is
Always,
everything.
always factual.
Get this. Here's their tagline: everything hot in crypto. It's Crypto Potato. I love it. I love it.
That's one of my favorite things about the Web3 and crypto and stuff like that is a lot of it, they don't take themselves too seriously. Like
Right.
Sushi Swap and naming all their protocols after Asian foods. And so
Yep.
that's just fun.
I agree. I agree. And I feel like they start these small companies and they don't have a lot of top brass and big money, old money to like answer to, so they can just call it whatever they want. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But they've listed off five top AI cryptocurrencies. One of them is the Graph, GRT. I believe that one's available on Coinbase and a lot of other ones. This one I haven't heard of. It's called Singularity Net, and its code is AGIX. And it says it's more of an ecosystem rather than a narrow focused crypto project, but it does have artificial intelligence at its core. So AGIX is one. Fetch.ai, that's another super popular one. FET is its symbol. It's a blockchain platform that uses artificial intelligence to help people automate everyday tasks. Oasis Network, the code is ROSE, ROSE. It's a layer
Yeah.
one blockchain. Um, then
I was
Ocean Pro. What about
sorry.
it?
I was doing some reading on that one last week. I think there's some pretty promising stuff going on with them.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. I mean, what were we doing? Fluff World was like our
yeah.
first real dip
Right.
into AI back
Yep.
on, just the NFT projects with AI enhanced qualities. It was like, okay, yeah, I think there's something here. So anything you can find that's got AI affiliated with anything, but especially Web3 or crypto, very interesting to keep an eye on right now because, as I said, Elon Musk doesn't just kind of follow crypto and doesn't just kind of find the hot things, but he also tends to move the market a little bit. And if he comes out and says, specifically, I like the Ocean protocol, the AI, you know what I mean? Which
Mm-hmm.
is code OCEAN, Ocean. Then just based on his recommendation alone, 50 million people are seeing his tweets. That could jump the market, especially with some of these low market cap projects. The same way he did it, he moved Doge from 1 penny to, roughly 70 cents. And they say a lot of that was basically because he kept stoking that fire. So
Yeah.
pretty interesting. AI technologies. Let's see. I've got this article here where it's just talking about his tweet, and he's referring to some of the AI projects that he's looking forward to, not just in crypto and not just in his personal life, but a lot of his, obviously, Tesla, SpaceX, all that kind of stuff. They're using that, and he is the king of efficient workplaces. So he doesn't keep a lot of dead weight. He's not one of these old manufacturers or one of these old companies that has 15 different managers. Like, if they can dedicate something to AI and have AI solve it, they're going to go that route. They're going to save money. It's going to be quicker. It's going to be more efficient.
I
So
think
go ahead.
Sorry. I
You're
think
all right.
that's one of the things that people are starting to realize, and even I didn't know a year ago when we were covering Fluff World. AI has been around for some time. Not only has it been around for some time, it's been part of our life for several years now. We just didn't realize it. Some of the technology, the social media, some of that stuff. What's what's interesting is a lot of its prior use that we didn't realize was being used against us. Like it was used It was gathering our information and
Right.
doing things that we probably wouldn't necessarily like. But now, this revolution of AI and the tech that's coming out and stuff, a lot of it is being used by Web3 and decentralization
Right.
as a positive way. And that's what we're starting to really, really hear about, because obviously there's some huge advancements there.
Yeah, and you can imagine the possibilities, obviously the danger of having artificial intelligence that's tied into one main person overlooking it or one entity that controls it, as opposed to the ability and the scale that you'll be able to do when you're using blockchain technology and you're decentralizing it and having everything be open sourced. Um, just the sky's the limit, when you think about stuff like that. So those are five of the AI tokens that have been brought up by Crypto Potato, everything hot in crypto. Good idea to keep an eye on, and stuff like Fluff World. Anytime you see stuff that's talking about NFT projects that are utilizing AI or digital creation using the artificial intelligence, it's
Yeah, and
worth keeping an eye on.
if you're watching this video and you're interested in that stuff, like we mentioned, we did a video last year on Fluff World and AI. So
Yes, check it out
check it
right
out.
there.
Oh, there it is. All right, Ben. Now I get to talk about alluvium and alluvatars. You might remember alluvium. We covered that
Yeah,
last year
you used to own some alluvium land, didn't
for a very
you?
short time before I got hacked and it was stolen. My fault. We also created a video about that. You can check that out. Highly recommend if you're going to be in the Web3 crypto world. Learn your lessons from people who make the mistakes for you, like myself. Anyways, I'm Illuvium to me is the pinnacle of what play to earn gaming is. And I'm not a gamer, so I might be completely wrong here, but it's the pinnacle of triple A gaming as far as crypto gaming. And these guys keep hitting it out of the park. So they did the land auction last year. It was a Dutch auction, set the standard for that type of sale, the Dutch auction sale. They completely knocked it out of the park. Unbelievable graphics, unbelievable flow to the whole auction itself. Well, they're back with the alluvatars, which are the actual creatures within alluvium. And it's another 3-day sale. It's not an auction. It's a total of 120,000 of what they call discs. So there's 120,000 discs, and on the disc, there's an assortment of alluvatars and some of their, I can't think of the word, but it's like their wearables. Like some of them are actual expressions, some of them are like a collar, some of them are hats, sunglasses. They're badass. Anyways, there's 120,000 discs total. 20,000 of them are like premium, and 100,000 are like average or below average or whatever, although everything in this project is above average. It's killer. I didn't realize they were so cheap because I've been distracted with so many other things. I hadn't really been paying attention. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know the details. I'm going to go in there and buy some right now. You can buy a premium disc that comes with like 5 of these cards, and it's at 0.12 ETH. So just about $193. That's a premium. You can buy the basic one for $39 right now. Get yourself some alluviums. Anyway, so these alluvatars, they are within alluvium. You have multiple games. You've got this auto battler. You've got this live world where you track down these alluvatars and battle and capture them and do this stuff. You've got this alluvatar game that's like a card game, kind of like, I guess, Pokemon, maybe. It might be
Mhm.
additional. So card game where you collect these alluvatars, and each alluvatar has depending on its rarity, has the rarer the alluvatar, the more points it has, which means it's better in battle. You add on top of it some of these extra wearables or expressions or some of these other things that come with the alluvatars that you can mix and match, and the strength of it goes up more and more. So just like ultra exciting stuff that Alluvium continues to crank out. And the thing is the land and the alluvatars, it took them a while to get to it. They kept letting everybody know, hey, it's coming up, it's coming up. They're releasing little pieces. They're releasing little pieces. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, okay, when are we going to get to see this cool shit? Like, you're teasing us basically. Then they roll out the actual auction or the sale of it, and it's nuts. It is the best freaking project as far as I'm concerned, based on what they keep doing day or month or year after year. Like everything about it, the community, the product, the graphics, like it's freaking awesome. So
I
I'm gonna
do
go.
I
I'm
do
gonna go
love
on and
their
get me some
graphics.
Aluvatars. Yeah,
Yeah, their graphics are probably one of the best Web3 games that we've seen for sure.
there's just so much utility. It not only does it look awesome, there's so much utility with this project, and the team just is kick ass. And then the DAO that they've got that's a part, just everything they're doing is setting the standard from what I've seen from this type of play to earn project, a triple A play to earn project. They are killing it. So I'm going to get me some Aluvatars, and we'll continue to follow this and bring you some more updates. I'm going to be more engaged with this project. When these things happen, I completely hit myself in the head for not paying attention to them. Didn't miss out on anything, but it's so cool what they're doing.
I agree. And in fact, why don't we jump right over and see what the current price of the Alluvium token
Yeah,
is?
let's do that.
That'd be a good
I
way
got me
to.
some of those too. That's a good starter. Like
Yeah,
you say, just getting in, getting some tokens.
I got those when you told me one time. You said, "Hey, just I know we talk about this all the time, but you said Alluvium's like not dead. And it's remember how much it was back when it ran up, and it's
Yeah,
like I remember $40 or $50 when you told me about it."
yeah.
And so I was
And
like,
its
"I'll
high
guess."
was almost 2,000.
Yeah, 1,700, $1,800. And so I was like, I need to check that out. And I got back on there and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I bought several of them. I didn't buy enough, but then it jumped up to 70. It looks like it's come right back down. It's at 68 right now,
Mm-hmm.
$68 with a high of around 16 or $1,700 of all time. So Alluvium, it's quite a bit down the list as far as market caps on the metaverse projects, but $158 million on their market cap right now, which is crazy that it's that far down the list. But if you're thinking it could get up to the billions, the 4 and 5 billions, the Sandbox and Decentraland, it's got, 10, 20x that it can go from where it's at right now, which again makes sense. 10x is 680 and 20x is back up to about $1,300. So very possible for that. And then here's some of the other ones. ApeCoin, that's the Yuga Labs that we talked about again, still holding top spot in metaverse coins with a $1.6 billion market cap, $4.57 per token. Two down from that is Decentraland at 56 cents and a $1 billion market cap. Everything under that is under $1 billion market cap, and it goes Theta, Axie, Sandbox, and then two more down from that is Engine Coin at 40 cents. We like Engine Coin.
Oh
They got a
yeah,
lot of good projects going on. So
infrastructure, picks and axes.
picks and axes, that's a big one. Actually, okay, yeah, there's Decentraland's 56 and Sandbox is 58. Those usually hold real close to each other. Like whenever one of those
Mm-hmm.
goes up, and which is weird because they're two completely different projects, unaffiliated, same idea, but yeah, they keep their prices pretty close together. And both of those are way down. Everything's down this week, as you can see right here. Lots of red recently, and that's because I just got my tax return and I bought crypto. So
You bought into the
obviously,
market.
obviously the price would then go down after I did that. So let me just give you the standards. Bitcoin 22,000. That's what it is right now. 22,000 per coin. Ethereum's 1,500 per coin. Tether's holding strong at $1 per coin. And Cardano's at 32. Man, that's way down. I've got some Cardano. I'm gonna buy some more Cardano at 32. That's a pretty good price.
These prices for these projects, man, God, this next 12 months going to be some exciting times. 12, 24, 5 and 10 year, man.
Yep.
Where we
Solana's way down, 15%. That means it's at 1889. And if you remember just a couple months ago, like around Christmas, it was $6 a coin. So it's down 15 in the last week, but over the last 2 months, it's up 300%. So
good times, man.
yeah, it is good times. I love this type of stuff. that's what we've got for this week. It is today, when you're watching this, it is March 10th. That, of course, is Chuck Norris's birthday. Happy
Of
birthday,
course.
Chuck. He's a big
Also
crypto
into
guy.
crypto. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Not officially. I don't think he's ever said anything about it, but we know deep down Chuck Norris has got some Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. He's got
So,
some.
all right, man. I'll see you next week.
All right, buddy.